Well, I'm not exactly sure what's going on with YouTube's live stream or whatever. I was gonna start the elevator stabilizer, but I don't think I'm gonna go there. Not tonight. This is the last broadcast until Tuesday night. For the simple fact, we have Rusty coming on tomorrow night at 9:40. I'm not gonna cut into his time, and Monday night is Rusty. So it'll be Tuesday before we get back to the bench. But what I'm going to do tonight is the filler blocks. That's all. You notice I got my 4 ounce clunk tank in today, or actually yesterday, but I didn't bring it home. On this particular model, I'm gonna cut in a plywood floor. Well, it'll still allow us to shim. I'll leave about a quarter of an inch in there, but I want to box the nose in on this airplane. I'll just use some light ply. Anyway, let's take the tank out. I want to talk about these prop extensions. The prop extension really is a nice feature to use because depending on how many models you've built over time, if you look at all the noses of my airplanes, the nose is sanded in really well and it starts to taper from way back here. Well, if you built very many airplanes, you end up sanding into that engine bearer, the beam. And that hard line between the maple and the balsa wood sitting out on the hard tarmac in about one season will show a line there. I don't care if you fiberglass it, if you fiberglass it and put superfill on it, I can see that line. Well, running a prop extension moves that all back, and we're going to be sanding into balsa wood to balsa wood. So we're going to cut the filler blocks tonight and put them in. Get some half inch here. See if I got any. Yeah. We're going to use some half-inch block that I have. This is actually a pretty good piece. I might use that. Let's uh, let's weigh this up and see if it's 4 pound or. I don't want to use any wood on this airplane that's 5 pound. It's got to be 5 or less. 310. Let's. I have to. Use the balsa density calculator, so I'm gonna look behind me here. That's a handy feature that's on Stunhanger, the balsa density calculator. It's up at the very top of the window. And it doesn't belong to Stunhanger, but it's the Racing Association. I wish I could get that program from them. So now I just plug in the numbers. 3.10 weight. Yep, better have grams instead. Yeah.
Live streaming is on.
Well, it says we're live, so we're going to have to dump that stream. Oh, there we are. Sorry about that, guys. Let's see here. 310 or 89. 89. 36. Width is 3. Thickness is half. 628. No good. So that piece is no good. Let's see what this is. $32. I apologize for the stream, but this I've been having some problems with YouTube. So I need to find. Here we go. Let's try this piece. 98 and 4. 98 and 4 half inch. 98 4. Calculate. Okay. This is the piece. This is 5-pound wood here. 6-pound wood. Too heavy. 5-pound wood. So the plans call for a 1/2-inch block on the bottom. We'll cut this 1/2-inch block and the nose pieces out of this tonight, and that'll be just about it, because there's not really a whole lot I can get done in an hour a night. But we've got 6 hours on this airplane. Probably actually only 5, but this is light stuff too. I think I'll use this for the blocks. We got some more of them creepy thumbs down guys again. You guys don't understand that really. You're giving me a thumbs down, but it still helps the channel. So we'll cut the blocks here. Get the filler blocks cut. Let's see what happened to the cutting board. Here we go. Let's see, what did we do with the saw? You know, I think it probably would be cheaper to build a kit. But to me, it's just not as enjoyable as scratch building. Now, I don't glue these on with CA for the simple fact we're going to be sanding into this, so we're going to use white glue, or actually, it's not white glue, aliphatic glue. We'll clean that off for the nose ring to glue on. Have to cut another one. I don't like that. I don't know why that's like that. Ah, this wood splintered on the end. So let's cut some more. I got a really nice note. I'm going to read it here from one of the members. I'll read it after I get these cut. For you jokers that are the thumbs down crowd. That's better. Like, subscribe, and share. If you can throw a super chat my way, that'd be appreciative. Haven't gotten any yet on this build, but can always hope. I'm going to cut this big and sand it to shape. Okay, so I'm going to use the aliphatic glue. Leave it proud so you can sand it. That's how you get tight joints. You cut it a little large, leave it stick up, and then sand it to shape. Probably should put a little bit on there too. This is about as exciting as my nobler stunt design thread was. I'm headed to FCM Saturday morning, so not doing any building. I'm going to remove this. I didn't get any glue on the engine bearer area. Not that it absolutely needed it, but be nice. Now you would think that white glue takes a while to dry, but it really doesn't. It actually dries fairly quickly. Of course, we won't monkey with this until tomorrow. But I do want to cut the bottom, get the bottom cut out. So, okay, this is a note that I got from Doug. I think his name was Doug. It was a rather nice note. Messages, view messages. Oh, I wish I could see better. Tucker Special. Let me get this so I can walk over there and read this. Just wanted to send you a note to let you know that I am fully enjoying the build of your Tucker Special and look forward to future posts to follow your progress. I am watching you build after you post the link in the forum. You should assume others are also watching quietly in the background. I used to design, build, and compete in CLPA back in the 70s, but had to give it up for reasons, family reasons, and very bad respiratory allergy to balsa wood and other products. I do miss those days. Competed at the AMA Nationals in 73, 74, and 75 in the senior class, 78 and 79 in the open class. My hobby since the 90s involves design, building, and flying and competing with tethered airframes that do not require the use of wood. In my present hobby, I also use the skills I developed in the CLPA days. Flying has been in my blood for over 55 years. You have a fabulous forum. Keep up the great work. The forum for my present hobby is closed a couple of months ago due to the health issues of its owner. Sincerely, Doug. Hey, Doug, what I'd like to know is what tethered hobby are you participating in? If you could drop me a note or show me some pictures. It sounds to me as if it's some type of flying, with composite models, which would be fine. Show us, maybe we can include that into our forum. All right, that was the note from one of the members. I thought it was kind of cool. So now I need to figure out the cowl brake is on that line. It's all the way up there. So we're going to cut out that piece. $98. Yep, that's the one. Okay, if you look here, there's a knot. You don't want to use that end. So this is from Ed's Hobby Shop. This is an old piece of wood. old. 1/2 by 4 by 36. So let's mark it out for cutting of the bottom block. Now you notice that I'm not putting it at an angle like that to save wood. We're going to come all the way over this way. We want to make this straight on here. We'll make it proud. We'll keep it to one side. But I am cutting lumber or cutting the wood off both sides of the fuselage. The reason being is you don't want the grain pulling to one side. And to keep the grain running straight down the fuselage. Of course, this appears to be all hollowed out. So we'll mark the bulkhead locations. The longeron locations. I have to do that from the outside. So, as I've stated, the grain is running straight down the center of the, well, it is going off a little bit because the grain is pulling off, but it should be okay. According to this block, I'd have put it in kind of sideways. I guess we could cut the other side. It has straighter grain on the other side. I have made some layout errors on this video. Can't seem to get it together. So let's cut it from the other side of the wood because it's straighter grain on this side. The only reason for that is wood is a living thing, and when you dope it and it sits out in the sun, it tends to pull. It wants to grow back to where it was when it was alive. I know that sounds like nonsense, but trust me, the wood wants to go back to the position it was in when it was in the ground. So we'll cut it proud. And sand to the line. Seemed like it relieved there. I hope it didn't. Hope it doesn't warp. If not, I'll have to find another piece of wood. It's such a nice piece of wood, though. If you're gonna miss the brick house contest, I couldn't make it. Maybe Lafayette Escadrille will pick that contest up like they used to. They used to hold it for Allen. That is a nice piece of wood, nice and soft. Ooh. We might not use that. That kind of, when it relieved, it kind of flexed. Let's see what happens when I relieve this other side. Which is a shame because it's really a nice piece. Might have to cut it out of the other side and see if it warps. Anytime the wood pops like that, it's not a good thing. Yeah, it's not good. If you sight down here, let me turn this on so I can see. This is a bummer. Come on. If you sight down this piece of wood, you can see that it bows. I guess the best way to do it would be to put a straight edge on it. We might try to wet it and weight it, see if I can straighten it. If I can. Yeah. I don't think that's going to happen. It might be all right. Remember, when you're building these airplanes, it's just not worth not worth all the work to put in a defective part. You see how warped that is there? Would it glue down? Yeah, sure. I could pull it down and glue it. But what that does is it puts it in tension and it'll make the airplane warp. You don't want that. So let's cut the other side and see if I can maybe get a piece out of this. Why? The wood is bowed to start with. So we'll try it here. We'll try it this way. I'm just not going to put a piece of wood in my airplane that it's going to ruin all this work. For you avid modelers that build and paint, you'll know that a paint job on a serious stunt model costs $300, not $1.98 like some guys think. You include all the sandpaper, the thinner. Let's see if we can get a piece out of that there. Let's try relieving it in sections. See what happens. Believe it or not, I can feel the weight of that knot on this stick. Unbelievable. I might end up with a better piece. Looks like relieving the wood this way is helping it not warp. Let's see what happens when I cut this off. Yeah, that's helping. So I've made several shallow cuts in this instead of just cutting it right out of the full block, and I think it's warped less. So this will be a valid part. Absolutely. Absolutely. That helped quite a bit. See if we can get away with this if this helps. It's straight right now. So we got to get this piece out of here. I can see the chat box, I think. So if you guys got a question, you can type it in. I don't like hearing that popping noise. That means there's tension on that wood. Okay, if you look down this, it stayed straight. The super light piece out of that wood warped. Would it work? Yeah, it would work, but let's see which piece is lighter. Okay, the first one we cut weighs 21 grams. Second one we cut weighs 36 grams. Damn. So I have to figure out how to straighten out this 21 gram piece. There's no way I'm going to put the 36 on it. There's no way. So I'll have to get it wet and wait it overnight. See if I can straighten it. It's not out a whole lot, but it's out enough that it bothers me. So I will try to break it, but believe it or not, two pieces from the same piece of wood. You can see the scale here. 37 grams. Make sure you can see that. 37 grams. 21 grams. Which piece would you use? I'll put this back in the rack and try to straighten that. And if I can't, we'll have to get that other one. So what this is 21. That means that when I hollow this and shape it, it'll be 6 grams. Because we're going to remove most of the wood. That's a bummer. But that gives you an idea how much difference there is just in a piece of wood for part weight. So we're going to warp this back the other way. I'll show you how I'll do that, and then I'll open it up for a few minutes for chat. And we got 4 likes. Appreciate the likes. I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to put some water in the bathtub, hot water in the bathtub real quick. All right, what I'm doing is I'm putting hot water in the bathtub, submerging that. We'll let that soak, I don't know, a couple of minutes. Then I'm going to put it up here on the flat table and bow it back the other way. It only has to move 1/8 of an inch. Hot water breaks the ligna in the wood. The ligna is the glue that holds the grain together. The natural glues. I mean, to be honest with you, it would probably be okay. But seeing that this is a build I want to make perfect, we'll go ahead. I mean, we got plenty of time. As I stated, I got plenty of airplanes to fly. Matter of fact, this place is filling up with airplanes. No rush on this one. Won't fly it till next year, probably. We'll make it as perfect as possible. Heck, you never know. I might get a bug and want to build another airplane while I'm building this one. Well, let's see here. I'm going to use this. I have one big clamp here, spring clamp. I have this clamp and this clamp. All right. You could let this soak longer, but there's really not it would really relieve there. If you look down, you can see that it's bowed this way pretty good. So we'll look at it here. I can always sand it straight too. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. So we'll do it this way. Yeah, dust. So what I've done is clamped it on one end, put a half-inch piece in the middle, and a book on the other, and it's got a pretty good bend in it. And later on this evening, I'll take it loose and see what the progress is, and probably leave it there till tomorrow. But might as well square up this tail post. So that should be 3/8 of an inch there. Get a piece of 3/8 and see. I don't have a 7/8 tail wheel yet. But I'll get it. Here we go. I think another change I'm going to make on the Tucker is that it calls for 1/4 inch flaps. Pretty close to 3/8. It'll sand down. Calls for 1/4 inch flaps. I don't like that. We'll use 3/8 and sand them to shape. It's quite proud. So that's good. I'll square that nose after that dries. So this evening's work, not a whole lot to see. It was basically just to let you know that we're going to be off until Tuesday. I appreciate you watching, and I can hardly wait till I can try out this motor. I got the profile build for this motor. This is my Brian Gardner Super Tiger 60. This is another 60 that I bought from a guy in Columbus, I think it was. Columbus, oh yeah. Got a good deal on it. And then I got 60 in that one, 60 in this one, 75 in that airplane and a 75 in that airplane. Man, this thing's unbelievable compression on that. Anyway, like, subscribe, share the videos. There's a place to donate out for Stunt Hanger. On there it says donate. It's I don't know, some kind of airplane. I can't remember. Help keep us alive. I'm going to be doing some more stuff with the server, with video, with software. So we'll try to stay up to date. So till I see you on Tuesday, fair winds, tight lines. See ya. For the guys who that are on here, I just put the link to the chat in the box. I'll end the stream, but you can come in and talk to me. I don't want to put the chat up on YouTube. So the first guy that comes in, we'll go ahead and shut the stream down.